With Trailer 2 firmly behind us in the rearview mirror now and the excitement still buzzing around, it's easy for us all to look ahead and see that May 26th of next year is still a really long time away. But there's some things that I think we're kind of looking over here, and I think that we could very easily talk about them in quite a lot of detail. The main thing being, when the fuck is Trailer 3 coming? And yeah, I hear you, when the hell is Trailer 3 coming? And that's a really good question. What if we could predict it? And I'm not talking about those crazy loopy predictions that people make on fucking Reddit where they're talking about, oh, I looked at the moon and the stars and there's a 14 in there and I jerked off 3 times today and therefore it'll be the 3rd moon night. Like, shut the fuck up. It drives me nuts. I hate these conspiracy theory people. Please shut up. But what if we look at, as I always do, Rockstar's track record? The one thing that Rockstar's been pretty consistent with is how they market their games. It's kind of a formulaic approach that they've been following pretty strictly since GTA 4. We can look back on it for nearly every major Rockstar release and it still rings true to some degree. If you need more proof than that, we can come up to date more to GTA 5 and Red Dead 2, and they still follow a very strict pattern that Rockstar kind of put in place. So what if we could predict roughly when Trailer 3 is due, and not just that, but what if we could predict the content inside Trailer 3 as well? When GTA 3, Vice City and San Andreas came out, there was no YouTube and the internet wasn't as big for marketing things as it is today. So we didn't really have this approach where you put a trailer on YouTube, it blows up, everyone talks about it, everyone watches it. It kind of happened, but it was niche. Small gaming communities and forums and people sharing it with their friends directly. Now we have a very strict kind of put it on YouTube, it goes viral, it gets reposted everywhere, people make 1,000 videos on it, some people can talk about that shit for months and months and months, and this is where we're at now. So when GTA 4 came out, we didn't really have a template yet for how Rockstar was going to do things, and Rockstar didn't either. Rockstar released Trailer 1 and it kind of went crazy, right? The thing I'm having a hard time remembering here is that 2007, when they released this trailer, how we all knew it was being released, I don't really remember. 2007 was kind of still a time before, social media was as big as it is today, and I don't remember how we all knew. But it was on Rockstar's website, and the website crashed the second that it launched, but it, got uploaded to YouTube and other places, and we all saw it and was like, holy fuck, this thing's amazing. What the hell is this? As I've spoken about before, it's a great trailer. It really does sell the place and feel of Liberty City. And then we kind of didn't expect much else, really. I don't really remember how this felt. We didn't think there was another trailer coming, right? We weren't looking for when Trailer 2 broke. We were just chilling. We had a release date at the time, and yes, that release date was not the correct release date, but we had an idea of when it would be, and we were just waiting for it. Then they came out with Trailer 2, and we got to see more of the game, and we went, holy fucking Christ, this game really is cool, and look at how great it is. And then came Trailer 3, and we were like, there's a 3rd trailer, and Trailer 4, and if you're in the UK, there was the LCD sound system trailer, which is still probably one of my most favorite trailers to this day, and it's just Nico Bellic walking. Why? Because it looked cool, it sounded cool, it felt cool, and Rockstar had us in this chokehold of, Christ, when are we going to see more of this game? Which we didn't really, again, realize at the time. Rockstar had led us down this garden path and had built our hype in a pretty organic way. It's crazy when I think back to it because now it just seems so commonplace, but in 2007, 2008, it didn't feel that way. It was completely new. We didn't know what to expect. We didn't know how it was going to happen. We just were on this journey. Now, if we come up a little bit to 2010, we hit LA Noire, and it was a weird one because, first of all, not many of us thought of LA Noire as a really Rockstar game. Yeah, we saw it and we were like, oh yeah, cool, it's a Rockstar game, but we weren't thinking about Rockstar's marketing. And yet, we get Rockstar's marketing. And it's great. You know, they release a trailer 1, we're all going, that looks cool as shit, that's interesting, we'll check it out. And then they release trailer 2 and we look at it and we go, holy shit, that looks great. And we're once again getting whipped up into this hype train that was exciting. After this, we have GTA 5, which releases in 2011, and God, the excitement for this game was insane at the time. I don't remember having experienced anything quite like the hype for GTA 5 when GTA 5 came out, and here it was. Rockstar released an announcement that there would be, a trailer on their website, and there was a countdown and everything else, and I remember very sadly sitting there for a good 3 hours just watching a countdown happen, waiting for the announcement. GTA 5 comes out, we have trailer 1, and then we have this time period between trailer 1 and trailer 2, and trailer 2 shows off more, and trailer 3 shows off more, and then there's the gameplay reveal and the online reveal, and we're all sat there going, holy fucking shit, this looks insane. By the time we hit Red Dead 2, I was kind of in expectance of this marketing strategy. The first trailer came out, I knew in my heart of hearts it wasn't going to release on the date that they gave, because Rockstar had a track record at this point that that's how things worked, and I was going, okay, that looked great, I can't wait to see trailer 2 where I'll see more of the game and the game will look better and all these other things. Trailer 2 does come out and blows my expectations out of the water, and trailer 3 is also gorgeous and beautiful and sells everything, and then we have the gameplay trailer, and then we have the gameplay 2 trailer, and then there's also all the other stuff that comes out, and they're everywhere, and they did this perfect job of marketing this game in a way that we were kind of used to at this point. But regardless, it still sold it still created hype, it was still a crazy time, and we were all so excited that it's perfectly logical that Rockstar does the same thing again with GTA 6, right? Sadly, I don't know, and that's a little bit of a tricky subject here that we have to talk about. GTA 6's trailer 1 getting leaked hours before its premiere by some shitbag has definitely scared Rockstar a little bit. They stealth dropped trailer 2 out of literally nowhere. I mean, it was kind of predictable because Take-Two's earning calls were coming up. They kind of had to put something out. They were getting down to the wire on how much longer they could say nothing without delaying it, and does make sense when you look at it, but we didn't have a set time or date, it just happened. It was a cool thing that it happened too. They delayed GTA 6 and we were all really disappointed, and it was a bit of a blow to the system, but then they come out with trailer 2 and we all go, okay, well, fuck, I guess if this is what we're doing, fine, I got no issue with this, yeah, that's delay away, bro. So how do we predict when trailer 3 is gonna come if I've just said, Rockstar is already kind of changing their ways? Well, that's the thing. We can just look at the date timeline and it kind of still does line up. Yeah, there's a longer time period between trailer 1 and trailer 2, but there's always a kind of longer time period between trailer 1 and trailer 2. Once Rockstar sets a date in place, which they don't tend to do unless they're pretty confident that they're gonna hit it, is we enter this period where we can kind of predict how things are gonna move from here on out. And that's an exciting time because it means that we now have this year-long window where we can kind of set up the dominoes to fall. What do I mean by that? Well, let's go from here. Right now, when this video gets uploaded, it'll be the 19th of May. That gives us 372 days until GTA 6 is scheduled to be released, as long as it doesn't get pushed back or any delays happen or anything crazy like that. In those 372 days, we can kind of break down when that marketing is applicable and when it's not. Now, it would make common sense that Rockstar wants to get you pumped closer and closer to the release date to A, build on pre-orders, B, build on hype, and C, get you ready to purchase and play this game. We've just had trailer 2, so trailer 3 is probably about 6 months away. I hate to break that to you, but we're looking at November, December before we maybe see trailer 3. I mean, Christ, there's a possibility it could be January of next year, but if we really look at how long between things we are looking at here, I'd say November or December is the most likely timeline. That puts us down to a 60-day block that we can kind of look at and really rule through. Now, we can completely rule out the week of Christmas, I don't think it's relevant, and anything before and after Christmas is kind of irrelevant. So that brings us down to, 5 weeks that is possible, November through early December, which is very likely in my opinion. I think the later into November we go, the better it would be, and I think we can bring that window down to between November 14th and December 12th, I think is the most likely. Based off of Rockstar's previous history, this is kind of roughly around about when they would be releasing trailer 3. I'm not saying it's a perfect logic, but that would be my best educated guess based off of when Rockstar has released other trailers as to when they would be looking to release trailer 3. And yeah, this video could age horribly, right? I could be completely off here, and I will be flooded with comments when trailer 3 does launch with, "You're a fucking dumbass," and that's fair enough, but I'm not here to say this is 100% the date. I'm here to say, is it possible for us to analyze everything they've given us before and really look at it and say, roughly? I think it is, but you're not really that impressed by this. What you're more interested in is what would the content of trailer 3 even be? Now that requires a different look, so let's very quickly just talk about this. When Rockstar released trailer 1 for GTA 5, there wasn't really much question in my mind about whether or not there was going to be multiple characters. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, quite simple. Everything before then was one character. We had Claude, we had Tommy Vercetti, we had CJ, Nico Bellic. I mean, Christ, we can go into the DLCs of GTA 4 with Gay Tony and The Lost and the Damned, but I think for the most part, I never really thought what I need is 3 characters that I can switch between at any one time. So when trailer 1 came out and we looked at it, I just took it on a surface level that Michael was going to end up being our protagonist. However, knowing what we know down the line, it is kind of obvious to see that Franklin, albeit an early version of him, is present and here in this trailer. I mean, you can literally see him. But Trevor isn't here yet, and I find that interesting. I mean, they must have had Michael's storyline fleshed out to quite a big degree by this point, so why wouldn't Trevor be present here? He's kind of a huge point to this whole story, right? But he's not here. Is it because they haven't worked on that stuff yet? I mean, it wasn't until quite recently I actually noticed that GTA 5's trailer 1 is really unfinished. Somebody pointed out to me in the comments of one of the videos that as you're heading towards Legion Square in this one shot, there is no Legion Square. Now, I've watched this trailer, God, hundreds of times, and I've never clocked this before. So it made me start to question just how much is missing from this trailer. And the answer is quite a bit. There's a lot of unfinished stuff here. There's a lot of unfinished assets. There's a lot of unfinished models. And this is once again how Rockstar has always worked. Everything gets better between the trailers. So when Strauss Zelnick came out and said in the last couple of days, actually it has been in development since 2020, it really started to make me question about how much we were actually seeing in the 2023 trailer. There's a bit, sure, and obviously we all know that the model work and the graphics look a lot better between trailer 1 and trailer 2, but also a lot of these characters aren't quite there. One of the ones that stuck out to me the most was Raul Batista. Now, it makes sense that in this Bonnie and Clyde storyline there has to be someone who's orchestrating it, right? The Lester of the group. But it seems like we've taken a lot of pages from Heat, once again one of Rockstar's favorite properties to borrow from when it comes to these kind of storylines. And a lot of people have made the comparison that Raul does bear a little bit of resemblance to Val Kilmer in Heat. With such a love for Heat and obviously wanting to incorporate this character into the world, it did make me wonder whether or not this character is our third character. Now, bear with me, I know that most of us have boiled this down to Jason and Lucia's storyline being a Bonnie and Clyde storyline, but what if there's a third perspective? Or furthermore to that, what if Bonnie and Clyde's a little too predictable and this is more of a love triangle? One of the things that Rockstar liked to incorporate in 5, and that writing is very obvious, was the dynamic of this triangle. Two people constantly working against the third, and the third being on a different page somehow. Majority of the time it was Franklin and Trevor, or Franklin and Michael, and it was very rarely Michael and Trevor together, as they needed to be our two pointed antagonists. However, what if this is a similar deal? Now, I'm not saying 100% I believe this, but I have sat down and put some thought into it, and particularly it was one shot from the promotional material on the website that kind of got me. It was this lineup of the three characters that really did sell me on this idea, and I don't know why, it just had some see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil vibes from one of the GTA 5 trailers. I can't quite put into words, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if the third trailer does open up with Raul. Now, I can't be 100% certain, but it does seem like they've introduced / teased him, but kept him incredibly vague. And that does beg the question as to why you would bother. Raul has this completely different quality to him that makes him feel like we're going to be going on a journey with him, and I don't know whether it was some of the screenshots that I was looking at or whether it's just my mind connecting dots that aren't there, but I genuinely happen to think that this is going to be our third trailer, is the introduction and concept of Raul becoming a playable character. I think it would be an interesting curveball from Rockstar when the whole time we've looked at development and gone, oh, it's Jason and Lucia. And I think as well, with the amount of early build leaks with GTA 6, it would have made Rockstar have stepped in a different direction. Rockstar hates leaks, and Rockstar really does hate when people have seen everything that there is to see, so to speak. I know the early build leaks that we did have were very early build, but I feel like there's definitely an element here where Rockstar have either maybe thrown a curveball or purposefully kept this till later in development. I think the moment does pop if in trailer 3 we do find out that Raul is a playable character. He does seem like a very interesting character, and he does definitely seem like he's got a lot of flair to him beyond what I think is normal for just a sideline character. That's not to say that Rockstar's sideline characters are never interesting. I think they're some of the most well-written characters in the world, but there is definitely this Dutch van der Linde element to him that is very prevalent in at least the screenshots to me. I don't know about you, but playing through Red Dead 2 again, I definitely find myself feeling like, God, I wish there was times where I could stick to Dutch a lot more, and I don't think it would be amiss for Rockstar to have picked up on that as well. So if I was to predict anything, I would predict our trailer 3 is mostly about our boy here. I think as a playable character, but I don't know 100%. He seems like they've teased him and they've brought him in just enough to whet our appetite, but I don't know. I feel like there's definitely something here, and I'm not seeing a lot of online chatter about it, so maybe I've just started wearing the tinfoil hat, or maybe I've noticed something that I didn't really notice that I had noticed. Again, this could age poorly, right? I could be sat here in a year's time watching this with the game in my hands and going, what a fucking dumbass that guy is. And that could happen. But isn't it fun to theory craft some stuff? Isn't it exciting to sit there and speculate on what it can be? The main thing I want to get across in these videos is I think theory crafting is a good thing, and whilst I said at the start the Reddit nut jobs that try to predict trailer dates drive me wild, they do, but I commend them for at least their interest and their overall joy towards when things are going to happen. They do need to dial it back just a little bit and stop being so insane, but I do definitely think that this is a time, as I've said before, where these concepts and theories and ideologies are not a bad thing. this is the time in the internet where we can talk about it and really analyze these things down. And yeah, we could be horribly off base, but like I said, we have 372 days until this game drops. That's a really long time to basically be on hold. Right now we can be wrong and we can be right at the same time, and we don't know until we get the game. So I want to know, what is your most crackpot thought process, or what is your biggest hope and dream that is going to be in the storyline specifically for this game? I really do want to hear your guys' thoughts. So if you want to comment below, and if you want to subscribe, I do make videos every week on some topic to do with GTA 6 or Rockstar in general, and they're very similar to this, where I talk about theory crafting or breaking down analytically what Rockstar does. And if that interests you, amazing, and thank you so much for giving me your time. As I've always said throughout anything I've ever done, if you give someone your time is important and precious, because you cannot get that time back. So to spend it with me just blathering on about shite, it does mean the world. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week for the next video.